Let me ask you a question. Put Christie's name aside. If somebody wanted your vote in the Republican primary who was incredibly good in dealing with public sector unions, and yet he supports collective bargaining for public sector unions, but has been a good manager of his state's budget, but also favors significant gun control under the Second Amendment, but also favors so-called comprehensive immigration reform, who also took no position on the Ground Zero Mosque, who also refused to get involved in the Obamacare litigation, the Obamacare litigation that will break the states, that imposes on individual liberty, and would cost him zero to sign his name as the governor of the state to those briefs, who campaigned for rhinos, not just Mike Castle, but others, and steered clear of most Tea Party candidates. And I can go on, and appointed a very controversial judge who represented some detainees, or a controversial lawyer who represented some detainees, to a state bench. Would you vote for that person? That's why we need to know more about him. These YouTube things, he's got a guy who does nothing but put stuff on YouTube, follows him around with the YouTube stuff. Now, I know a lot of people are taken by this. I'm a little more cautious. Now, you may not agree with me. Many of my brothers and sisters in New Jersey, you may not agree with me. But so what? That's my opinion. You can have a different opinion. These are very, very perilous times to me and to most of you. It seems to me a guy that shares John McCain's earlier view on illegal immigration, well, we need to be concerned about that. A guy that shares Christie Todd Whitman's position on gun control, I think we need to be a little concerned about that. Don't you? All the liberal Republicans who are backing Mike Castle because O'Donnell was a defective candidate, don't you know? But Castle, he wasn't defective at all. Why would you, of all the races to get involved and step into that race and back Castle, unless you were trying to send a message? He was trying to send a message. Message received. I heard it. I saw it. Then when you point it out, somebody tries to excuse it. All right, we'll move on to other things when we return. Does anybody know our policy with Libya? I'm just curious. President keeps talking. I don't know what the hell our policy is. Do you? This is our final hour, not only of this broadcast, but of the week. I'm Mark Levin. Our number, 877-381-3811. 877-381-3811. Got some great callers. Just hang on there. Here's a little bit of lighter fare, may I? So there's this big controversy going. Oh, it's huge. John Kornin, he's the Republican senator from Texas. He also runs the National Republican Senatorial Committee. Made a mess of things last time, I thought. Well, it gets a little confusing. The morning Schmo Scarborough, the pseudo-conservative, the media star wannabe, the sidekick to Mika Brzezinski, well, he claims that John Kornin has been trying to recruit him to run for the Senate in Florida. And I thought to myself, oh, my God, what a disaster that would be. The morning Schmo, can you imagine that? I mean, he already sold out the MSLSD, so he sells out for cheap. Well, now Kornin denies it. I wasn't recruiting him. But the morning Schmo says, oh, yes, he was. More than once. So who do we believe in this huge controversy? The morning Schmo or John Kornin, who blew it so many times when it came to selecting candidates last time around? I'm going to have to go with John Kornin. Excuse me. The morning Schmo has negotiable principles. His feet are firmly planted in the air. So for what it's worth, I'll pick Kornin, but it's a close call, really. But the morning Schmo in the Senate, can you imagine? He'd be playing up to the media. He'd make McCain look like a right-winger. McCain, who now believes that Obama is a centrist. Did you know that you're using your tax dollars to help fund the National Council of Raza? Oh, it's true. Human Events, the Great Human Events paper. Mike Piccione, I hope I pronounced that correctly, the United States government is funding the National Council of Raza with our tax dollars. La Raza, which literally means in Spanish, the race, is a radical group that advocates open borders and amnesty for illegal rights. He said, I pulled and analyzed the tax return form 990, the form filed by nonprofit groups to the IRS. Here's what they reported. Government grants, that is contributions to the National Council of Raza, 2008 tax returns, $5,136,000 you paid to La Raza. 2007, 3,458,000. 2006, 3,353,000. So during the Bush administration and during the Obama administration, La Raza, for that 3-year period, got almost $12 million. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we can't cut the budget anywhere. No. Do you know that, at least when Landmark Legal Foundation looked at this a few years ago, I don't know lately, that approximately half of the Environmental Protection Agency's budget went toward grants to left-wing groups, environmental groups? But we can't cut anywhere, no. According to the 2008 tax return, 17 people listed as officers, directors, trustees, key employees, and highest compensated employees of the National Council of La Raza have an income ranging from $120,000 to $380,000, the latter of which goes to Janet Murguia, President and CEO. So you are funding La Raza. I'll bet you're funding a lot of other left-wing front groups. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's very, very important in these tough times. You've heard Obama say, shared sacrifice, we have to cut back. Can't go in debt, the good times are over. We need a reality check, whatever the latest fortune cookie logic is. And then imagine this, I look at the Daily Mail, a British newspaper and website, and many of the best reporting comes out of Britain. It also comes out of Canada with the Canada Free Press, one of my very favorite news outlets and opinion outlets. Well, here we are, the Daily Mail. Reed Krakoff. Mark, who's Reed Krakoff? How the hell do I know? Reed Krakoff set to hit fashion big time after Michelle Obama carries $1,000 tote. I said, what the hell is that all about? A tote? Mr. Call Screener, you'll be familiar with this. Is a tote like a drug? Is that a toot? What is that? Your repertoire of drug paraphernalia, though, that tote, there's no such thing as a... All right, anyway, Michelle Obama put another label name on the map this week when she was spotted carrying a bold new handbag to her daughter's parent-teacher conference. The teal-blue leather tote by U.S. designer Reed Krakoff has already sold out around the world, despite the fact it cost nearly $1,000. The First Lady, who last month finally admitted that she had a stylist, used the statement bag to brighten her uncharacteristically monochrome outfit. She coordinated with bright turquoise flats, which also helped lift the look. Mr. Krakoff, 46, is the latest designer to benefit from Mrs. Obama's endorsement, which is said to be worth $2.7 billion to the fashion industry. What the hell does that mean? Now, the vice president of the Council of Fashion Designers of America, Mr. Krakoff, is feted for his handbags and has twice been named Accessories Designer of the Year. Can somebody tell me what the Obamas are sacrificing during this time of sacrifice? Can somebody tell me what the Obamas are redistributing during this time of redistribution? Can somebody tell me with the demands that we use less and less energy, how the Obamas are using less and less energy? Can somebody tell me with the demands that we eat less and we eat healthier, what the Obamas have given up in terms of eating? I'd say let them eat cake, but it's the Obamas who are eating cake. The rest of us, well, we get asparagus. So I guess let us eat asparagus. You know, I am so pissed off at what goes on in this country, you have no idea. I am just so damn furious to watch this White House treat us like a bunch of subjects. While they go off and party and have feasts and jet set around the world and around the country, while they have time, or he does, to play golf and basketball. I don't have time to play golf and basketball on the weekend, and I don't have all the nation's problems on my shoulders. He really is cold, this guy. Really is cold. With all the misery he's creating, yes. Driving up fuel prices and pretending he's not. Pretending he's actually creating more fuel when he knows damn well his policies are put in place to cap it. He talks about a recovery when he knows damn well people are suffering. Look at the housing market, where people have most of their money. People are scared to death what's happening to their assets. Look at the stock market now, headed in the wrong direction. People are worried about inflation. This guy, cool as a cucumber, doesn't give a damn. Today is golf day, tomorrow's basketball day, next day's hamburger day, next week the Motown's in, the next day it's this, next day it's... That guy's having a blast. He's never had it so good. What a bunch of chumps we are, I tell you. This guy doesn't even pretend anymore. He doesn't even go through the motions. He's flaunting it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like a king and a queen. The way they exercise their power, the way they carry themselves. We, their subjects. Look what a mockery they make of lawmaking in this country. They put $105 billion into a bill. They don't tell anybody. They sneak it in. It's almost 3,000 pages long. They tell future Congresses you can't change it. Then we have a bunch of morons running the Republican Party in the House that say, they're right, we can't change it, they're right, proper order. The hell are you talking about? Guy's pushing the nation to the brink of bankruptcy, and he complains. Where's my budget? I'm waiting for a budget. You're the president, jerk. Where's your budget? Where's your proposals? Instead, we get breastfeeding, what's in vending machines, school bake sales for raising money. Is Michelle Obama running for something? Is she running for something? Guess what? Next week, it's in the news. She's going to make another garden. Really? She's going to make another garden? Who gives a damn? I don't give a damn. And I'm sure the Obamas are going to, they're going to be using that garden for all their food. Nothing will be shipped in from Chicago. Nothing will be shipped in from overseas. They're going to grow the coconuts for the coconut ice cream that they used with the chocolate shell for the governors. They're going to have a lobster farm right there at the White House. They're going to raise the lobsters for the state. Did you hear this? Oh, yeah, it's true. They're going to grow the strawberries and the this and the that. They're going to have a winery right there. I mean, the guy has his own beer still. They're going to have a winery in the back. It's all going to be right there at the White House to show us how we're supposed to live. These people are laughing at us. They're busting a gut over us. No freebie. No special aspect of the office is left undone by these two. It's just amazing to me. All the bennies and so. Meanwhile, the country, people are suffering, people are miserable, people are anxious because of his policies. He just goes right along. No big deal to him. He's never had it so good. He's never made so much money. He's never had all these people waiting on him hand and foot. This is why he'll never be Ronald Reagan or Abraham Lincoln or even FDR. Those three men had a measure of themselves. They did. Those three men, they embraced this country. And as much as I despise FDR, what does this man embrace? I've really never seen anything like this. Have you? In that press conference today, that was the icing on the cake. Or shall I say the butter on the asparagus. What the hell do you put on asparagus? I can't stand it. I don't even eat it. Hollandaise sauce? Okay, whatever. Garlic. Yeah, well, I like garlic, but I don't. Anyway, so this press conference today was such a disgrace. Lying about the economy, lying about oil and gas and why the prices are going up, fumbling all over the place about Libya. I mean, to be honest with you, this press conference crystallized his presidency right there. The deceit, the incompetence, the ideology, the smugness, it was all there for the whole world to see. This guy has no intention of, quote-unquote, creating jobs. None. He's spent. There's nothing left. This guy has no intention of pulling back on big government. That's the one thing he gets all motivated about. He has no intention of leading the rest of the world when it comes to foreign policy. Whatever his position is, none. His playbook, it's all used up. There's nothing left. There's nothing left. This is why I get so furious at these feckless Republican leaders in the House. Well, I'm going to... Shut up!